How can I protect my assets in Illinois? Protecting what you have worked hard to build is a concern many Illinois residents share, especially as property values rise and financial risks become more complex. Illinois law provides several lawful ways to shield assets from creditors, lawsuits, and probate, but these protections depend on planning ahead and understanding how state rules apply to your specific situation. Under Illinois law, asset protection means legally structuring ownership of property and accounts so they are more difficult for creditors to reach. This process relies on exemptions, trusts, insurance coverage, retirement accounts, and proper business structures. The goal is not to hide assets or avoid lawful obligations, but to organize wealth in ways the law already recognizes as protected. Transfers made after a lawsuit or creditor claim arises can be reversed, which is why timing is critical. One of the most important protections available is the Illinois homestead exemption. This law shields a portion of your home equity from most creditors. Currently, an individual may protect $15,000 in equity, while joint owners may protect up to $30,000 total. Beginning January 1, 2026, those amounts increase significantly, with $50,000 protected for an individual and $100,000 for joint owners. This change can determine whether a creditor can force the sale of a primary residence. The exemption applies to single-family homes, condominiums, cooperatives, and mobile homes used as a primary residence throughout Chicago and Illinois. Trusts are another common tool used in Illinois asset planning. A revocable living trust allows you to maintain control of your property during your lifetime and avoid probate, but it does not shield assets from your own creditors because you retain ownership and control. These trusts are often used for privacy and continuity rather than creditor protection. An irrevocable trust works differently. When assets are transferred into an irrevocable trust, they are no longer legally owned by the person who created the trust. Because of this separation, assets placed in a properly structured irrevocable trust may be protected from future creditors under the Illinois Trust Code. Third-party trusts created by someone else for your benefit can provide even stronger protection, since the assets never belonged to you in the first place. Insurance plays a critical role in protecting assets by preventing losses before they threaten personal wealth. Homeowners insurance covers damage and liability related to your residence, while umbrella liability policies add additional coverage beyond standard limits. Auto insurance with higher liability limits is particularly important in Illinois, where minimum coverage may not be enough to protect assets after a serious accident. Business owners and professionals also rely on professional liability insurance to guard against claims related to their services. Retirement accounts receive some of the strongest protections under Illinois and federal law. ERISA qualified plans such as 401(k)s and pensions are generally exempt from creditor claims. Traditional and Roth IRAs are also protected, subject to limited exceptions. Creditors usually cannot reach these accounts to satisfy judgments, although certain obligations like unpaid taxes or domestic relations orders may still apply. Maximizing contributions to protected retirement accounts moves assets into a category that Illinois law already shields. For business owners, the legal structure of the business directly affects personal risk. Sole proprietorships and general partnerships offer no separation between business and personal assets. Limited liability companies and corporations, on the other hand, create a separate legal entity that limits personal exposure to business debts and lawsuits. These protections depend on maintaining proper separation between personal and business finances, following required formalities, and adequately funding the business. A lawyer can help evaluate how these tools work together under Illinois law. Asset protection often involves combining exemptions, trusts, insurance, and business structures rather than relying on a single solution. An attorney can also explain how upcoming changes, such as the 2026 homestead exemption increase, may affect planning decisions. Working with a law firm ensures strategies are implemented correctly and before problems arise. A lawyer and an attorney both play roles in guiding families through these decisions, and a law firm can coordinate planning so each piece supports the others. Illinois estate law works with individuals and families across Chicago and throughout Illinois to create plans that protect homes, savings, retirement accounts, and businesses within the boundaries of state law. With careful planning and clear guidance from an attorney at a trusted law firm, asset protection becomes a proactive step toward long-term security. If you are considering how to safeguard your property and financial future, Illinois estate law is located at 4422 North Ravenswood Avenue, Suite 212, Chicago, Illinois, 60640, United States, and can be reached at 312-373-0731.